If you're familiar with the phrase, if it was a snake, it would have bitten you, then you do understand that it is your responsibility to find your mic
If the
and
snake
your
was
headphones.
If the snake was hiding under the couch out of sight, then yes.
We've, guys, 17 of these, and she still can't find the snake in the couch. Welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. The only podcast where one host comes prepared and knows exactly where to find everything and anything always, and the other one
Is named Brandon.
Oh, okay. Snake. God, just digging through your purse. This is normally what I would edit out, but you guys, see, okay, here's the... This just sounds like technical difficulties.
Those were for me.
To start the episode. What was that?
Those applause are for me. Hey, who are you?
God, excuse me while I just recover from like a dinosaur roaring at me to start the podcast after you got done fishing your Werthers out of your giant Meemaw satchel. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting team.
And I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half, and I'm having fun with the sound effect maker, courtesy of our sound effects sponsor. And now you're rifling through the... Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Where is it? Where's the button?
No!
Yeah. That's a sound effect that Crindy gave me the other day.
No!
That's just for me?
No!
That's for you and everyone you love.
No.
Uh-huh.
Guys, welcome to episode 17. This is our...
Where we are starting real strong.
Real
with a
strong.
bunch of gross sounds.
We told you it was going to be our sound effects extravaganza. Are we going to deliver on that? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we just did. But
We did.
we packed it all into the first 30 seconds of the episode.
Guys, it's our All Things Autumn episode.
All things autumn.
Before we start, can I tell you something real quick?
You're gonna regardless.
So I came in here. You were getting a cup of coffee.
I was.
Because you need it.
I do. I'm on number 4 for the morning. I've been working all morning and trying to get as much stuff done as possible.
Yeah.
And I just needed some of that jet fuel.
Needed a boost.
Straight to the source.
So I came in here while Brandon was brewing a cup of coffee. And you guys know I sit on a couch that is usually occupied by Brandon's ancient beagle Tilly.
Ancient.
And I had a moment in here, and when I tell you my heart skipped a beat and sank right into my tum-tum, I mean it, because I thought she was dead.
She was dead? Listen.
I was shuffling around trying to make room for myself on here. She didn't move at all.
No. Well, this is her domain.
And I thought, well, now we can't record. Tilly's dead.
Yeah,
the day is ruined.
We could record around Tilly dying.
Around that?
Tilly
Aww.
dies once a week. It's fine. The thing about Tilly, guys, is she's unkillable by conventional weapons. She can't. Just the minute you start to think that she's okay, well, this is it.
We've lost her.
She goes outside and sneaks under the fence and then runs around the neighborhood for 6 hours, and then comes back exhausted and bug-eyed, just like she's seen a thing.
She has.
Yeah, and then she goes and sleeps for. I think the key, guys. If you want to live to be well into your hundreds, I've come to the conclusion that we all get a certain number of waking hours on the earth. And if you don't use those, you're just banking them. So Tilly's awake for like an hour a day.
Waking hours.
So really, she's lived like 2 years awake. Mm-hmm. And the rest of her life, she's just been off in dreamland.
Snoozing.
She's cracked the code.
She did not move a muscle, and it took me...
She does not have a muscle. She's a little... bag of cottage cheese.
I had a bag of chips with me for us to sample later. And I was crinkling that bag next to her ear, hoping, and finally. So maybe chips are her alarm clock.
Shrimp.
Also the key to living 100 years.
Shrimp chips?
Shrimp
What are you doing? What are you doing?
alarm.
Just going out cruising for shrimp chicks. That's what shrimp dudes say on a Friday night. Going to cruise the strip and cruise for some shrimp chicks. Gonna go get some tail.
Oh my God.
That's staying in there because that's really funny because it's shrimp tail. Anyway, my dog's very old, you guys.
So October, man. October.
Hot-tober. It's not cold enough yet. It's fake fall.
I'll tell you what, though, last night we were watching a movie out on the patio, and it was chilly.
Well, okay. Once the mean old sun goes away, shout out Grady Spencer and the work. That's what their tour is called, the Mean Old Sun Tour. It was the Summer Mean Old Sun Tour.
Hey,
I thought that was
guys.
really funny. But in the mornings, it's great. Fall flavors, crispy. Every
All
morning,
things autumn, guys.
every morning I'll get a message from dear friend Cody Culberson of him just outside in the crispy weather, and sometimes he shows a picture of his his thermometer or whatever whatever it is.
Thermosometer.
He sends me a picture of his thermos, and then he just shows a close up of his face, and he always says, "Fall flavors."
Yes.
And it's
what we've got today.
When I start to get those, it's the changing of the seasons. That's what ushers in the fall flavors.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not all the stuff we're going to talk about today. It's Cody's song.
It's Corby Covington's
It's a 2-word song about the fall.
Flavors.
Before we continue with anything else, you know what we need to do? Sing a happy birthday. Was that you?
No.
It wasn't me.
Was it me?
Yeah, it was. Don't you be giving. Don't you dare
giving me
that.
any of your back sass.
So right now we need to sing happy birthday to your beautiful life, to your beautiful life, Rimsey.
Happy birthday to my life. The whole thing. Every day
She
we got to
is your
celebrate.
life.
She's wonderful, and she's turning older today. You notice how I didn't say how much older, because I have respect.
Yeah, you do. For your life.
People's privacies. I don't like to dig into people's dirty lingerie.
No.
And I don't like to let people know. I don't like to hang the whites out on the line. I don't let people know. She's not turning 39. She's turning something else.
You did it.
Younger than that. No, I didn't. I didn't do it. And that's what happened.
Happy birthday, Lindsay.
Happy birthday.
We love you, and this will air after your birthday, but we want you to know we're thinking about you today, and we can't wait to celebrate you. You're the best.
We celebrate good times. Come on.
Come on.
That's what I say about
That's what
it.
I say. So my dogs are currently, you know what they're doing? We have 2 doodles. We have a golden doodle, Happy. We have a labradoodle, Coco. They're currently getting their pumpkin spice grooming as we speak.
What does that mean?
Our groomer has different, colognes.
Oh, so they're going to be walking
They're
around.
going to be fragranced.
Dude, I don't know how
It's
much.
intense.
Do you think your COVID nose is going to do well with it?
I don't think
You
so.
might just have some just walking bags of floral gross coming around the house.
No, fall gross.
Fall
Spicy gross.
flavor.
Fall flavors are walking around the house.
Leo just got groomed.
He looks sharp.
He
That
likes,
bandana?
He likes when that's what I was gonna say. Way to just step on my bit.
Sorry.
He looks like a pumpkin spice latte boy, and he looks like an anthropomorphized pair of UGG boots. He looks like he's on his way to girls' night.
Guys, Leo has the most surprised face ever. I might post it to socials. I'm very good at a photo side by side, a comparison. It's one of my skills.
Yeah.
And I have one of Leo with Captain Jack Sparrow, and they have the same crazy look.
They do.
In their eye.
They both look like they are suffering from heat exhaustion
And vertigo.
and vertigo and
drunkenness.
overindulgence of rum. Just very, very, very out of it all the time. But he does have a sharp bandana on, so
He looks
we'll
cute.
give him. Yeah, okay.
So what you been up to this week or weekend? Quickly, before we get to all things autumn.
Went to kind of had a laid back weekend. Not a lot going on, but did go last night to some dear friends.
Dear.
House. Thank you. Yeah. What are you doing? You need to be on top of that.
I was reading the agenda.
To watch a Halloween movie.
What'd you watch?
On the big outdoor blow up TV.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, not ours. We don't have one, but they have one, and so we took advantage of that as a where we freeloaded some movie time. Moochers.
Movie moochers.
The movie moochers. That's what they call us. Oh God, are the movie moochers coming over again tonight? We didn't even invite them. About midway through the
Hey guys, we're here to watch a movie.
about midway through the movie, Ben came up and went to Lindsay and was like, "Hey, I'm staying the night here." And we're like, "No, you're
Just
not."
so you know.
We're like, "No, you're not, bud." He's like, "But I want to." And we're like, "That's not how that works.
It's a
pal.
school night, pal.
You don't just say, 'Hey, I like your outdoor TV and your in-ground trampoline.
This is for me.
I'm staying here now.
Sleepover moocher.
I'm moving in. Move-in moocher.
Yes.
No, but we watched the sequel, the new Hocus Pocus.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we will get to that later because I've got thoughts.
I got some thoughts.
I've got thoughts.
About those witches. Okay, I have been doing a lot of sports, FYI.
You haven't been doing a lot of
Just
sports.
in case you guys needed to know. No, I've been sitting in my stadium seat watching people play sports.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up very quickly because we got to get to all things autumn, but I do classify this under all things autumn. There is no stink like football pad stink. And it is a distinctive fragrance. It is unparalleled in its putridity. Is that a word?
It's sour.
It's like vinegar.
It's sour loins.
Oh, gosh.
It is extra sour cream. It's a tzatziki sauce.
It's sour tzatziki.
Walking around with some spoilt tzatziki.
It is so bad. Because the thing about
Greek
football
jock.
pads, okay, you can wash all the jerseys and the pants and the socks and all the things, but you can't run the pads through the washer.
They soak. They soak.
You
They
gotta-
soak in it.
You got to take those to a car wash.
It's a butt sponge.
Power wash them.
You gotta power wash your son's stink out of his pads.
I'm telling you what, after the game, all the parents gather to pick up the kids in one area, and you walk through that vinegar cloud.
Fall flavor.
It really isn't so bad. But I just had to mention it. It takes me right back to the locker room in high school. I was on the pom team where we'd have to decorate the lockers before the game. And I mean, you risk your life walking in there.
I have never considered it from that side of things.
Well,
because
please do.
I was used to just basking in the stink on a daily basis. And so we would come in on game day.
Nose
guys.
blind.
We would come in on game day, guys. And there would be little gift baskets, beautiful candies.
Yeah, who
all
did
sorts
that
of-
for you?
I am in the midst of giving you credit. I am giving you a Purple Heart right now.
Good job.
Golly, what I love is that you didn't sound check that thing before you started using it on the pod, and it is very intense.
You're welcome, guys.
No one said thank you, but listen.
Gift baskets.
Beautiful candies, gift baskets, and we would come in and we would see them, and we would just assume like we were just entitled little high school kids, and we're like, yeah, we deserve these beautiful candies.
The
And
gift
baskets.
basket fairies
But
left
we didn't
these here.
We didn't think about you all standing outside of the locker room, taking that last deep breath, girding your loins before you go into odoriferousness.
Yes.
And you went in there, and I can picture you all in your little palm outfits, stumbling around through the haze of butt stink and
Just
foot
can't-
stink and sour milk, and just seeing how many lockers can I decorate before I have to take my first breath,
Before I pass out,
before I pass out.
we passed around an oxygen tank
Oh.
from girl to girl.
Just walking around in the Bane mask, just, oh, your locker room stinks.
And you know there were some guys on that team who believed in good luck stuff. They didn't wash any of their stuff all season.
Your foot odor is offensive to me. Ah, go Pioneers, take state.
That's a pretty good Bane.
I've filled my mask with vomit after smelling your leftovers. Your pads reek. Your mothers must be ashamed.
So anyway, guys,
Okay.
Fall
He's still
flavors.
if there's one thing I know about Bane, he loves fall flavor.
Well, he sure knows how to dress for it.
Can I tell you something?
That jacket with the Sherpa collar. Come on.
That jacket is
Fire.
very fire. V-fi.
He's buzzing.
So can I tell you something
Sure.
in my normal voice? So Tom Hardy,
Love.
the actor who portrays, well, this is a wonderful segue because Instagram knows me very well, I think.
That's your...
It's me, I think.
Okay, get out of here with that.
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't care for it.
Enjoy it, guys. He's not going to fix it.
I'm not gonna fix it. We're gonna. That's part that ding brought to you by Miss D, our sound effects sponsor. Tom Hardy. I will occasionally on Instagram just get these inspirational Tom Hardy memes of like Tom Hardy giving his perspective on life. I don't know what school he went to qualify himself to be the guy giving me life advice, but I always read them. And as a result, Instagram started sending me Tom Hardy advice all the time, and it escalated to a tipping point last week when I got an advertisement for a website that sells Tom Hardy merch.
Oh.
And I bought a Tom Hardy crew neck sweatshirt.
They knew they were going to get you. What does it say?
It's just a picture of Tom Hardy, and it says, Tom Hardy. It should be here today. So,
happy birthday to me.
So you're going to be seeing this guy walking around in a shirt that just says the guy's name.
Who's on it?
And has him on it.
That's awesome. That can be one of your new gig shirts.
It's what it is. I'm super excited about it.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better actor, I'll tell you that much.
I like your sweatshirt.
It's me.
Is that your Bane? What was that? That's my favorite. That's what he sounds like when the mask comes off. It's like way less intimidating.
I need you to stop making me laugh right now because I took a Benadryl and I'm feeling loopy.
You sure didn't take a Benadryl. I'll tell you this right now. I would have expected a much better Bane impression from you because you are the bane of my existence. And now I felt pretty good about it.
That was great. Guys, I want to give a shout out real quick to our dentist, our official dentist, Dr. Wilgus. I literally came here and roused Brandon's snoozing dog, and I thought she was dead. The place I was right before that was the dentist with my oldest son for a tooth cleaning. I went to visit him last week, Dr. Dan Wilgus of Edmund Family Dental Designs.
Solid.
He delivered on his promise, guys.
I was starting to doubt him.
Well, neither of us had been in.
I haven't been to the dentist in literal years.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not joking.
Hey, community, hold him accountable for that.
Guys.
Dental care is important.
I Listerine.
Okay, well, you got to get in there. You got to be seen.
Nothing combats
People used to
gingivitis
die.
on the level that Listerine does.
Well, it's true, but people used to die all the time in yesteryear from abscesses in the mouth.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. I'm a walking abscess these days.
I don't think that's in question.
I'm obsessed. Fall flavors.
Title of the podcast, Obsessed with Fall Flavors.
God, what gross. Are you guys good?
Are you okay?
Blink twice if you need help.
But I just want to say thank you, Dr. Wilgus. He gave me a dental plethora.
He decorated your locker. Your stinky mouth locker.
Toothpastes. Brushes.
Flosses.
Picks.
Bigs.
He really delivered, guys. So shout out.
No gum, Dr. Wilgus?
No gum.
No beautiful candies that are sugar-free beautiful candies?
No, not yet.
So when you said he delivered, you lied.
An abundance of dental products.
An embarrassment of
riches.
Riches.
Dental riches.
Mouth bone riches.
Okay, guys, let's get into it. All things autumn. We had such a great response from the community. Now, nobody was brave enough to submit a pee
pipe. Nobody submitted a pee pipe this week.
You guys, I took a Benadryl this morning because my allergies are in overdrive.
Hey, what are you doing on Monday morning? You want to get high and pod with me? You want to do some? You want to get down on some drill?
I'm very hazy, guys. Bear with me today. But what I'm saying is we had a great response from all of you. Most of you wrote in some of your favorite autumn memories, movies, snacks, recipes, things that make your autumn fat.
Things that make your autumn fat.
And if you want context for that, go listen to our last episode. Because we talked about that story from my high school days where there was a banner in school that said, Corn, like the band, have a fat autumn.
When I dropped Ben off today, At school, we did on cool mornings, we like to walk fall flavors.
Fall
and
flavors.
we walked, and people in our neighborhood, the golf cart people, we've discussed them. 2 golf cart people pulled up at the same time. And no lie, they went, "Oh, no way." And they both turned up what they were listening to. It's corn.
Was it synchronized?
It was synchronized.
No.
It was at least, I mean, they say it's corn a million times in that song.
So it can always
there's
be.
a chance. But Ben heard it and loved it. He was like, "Oh, it's the corn song." But the
Friends.
fact they were driving their kids to school in a golf cart listening to It's Corn.
We've been listening to it a lot.
That is supreme fall flavors is what that is.
Yeah, it is. So we're not going to be able to get through all these today, we don't think, because we've had such a great response. But guess what, guys? Good news.
Good news.
Autumn has just begun.
It's only just begun.
That's right. So our first topic comes from Suzanne. No surprise here, it's pumpkins. Suzanne says, I was like the Santa of pumpkins at Aldi when I let a stranger lift me into the pumpkin crate so I could reach all those at the bottom and handed them out to everyone at the store. So really, like Oprah meets Santa. The Oprah Santa of pumpkins.
You get a pumpkin.
Yes.
You get a pumpkin. I'm just imagining her face down in the pumpkins,
The pumpkin crate.
ankles exposed. It's like, that's real. Listen, no trust issues here.
No.
Just letting a stranger hold your ankles while you spelunk for pumpkins. Just
Spelunkin for Punkins.
just pumpkin spelunking.
That's a good title.
I like pumpkin spelunking a lot,
really good
actually. It's better than abscessed with fall flavors.
I don't know. That one's pretty good. So Suzanne was like the Oprah Santa of pumpkins at Aldi.
Oprah Santa.
Do you have any pumpkins?
Real
ones?
Well, there's pumpkins on the porch. You walked right past them on
I
the way
did.
into your house
They're
today.
the white Cinderella pumpkins.
They're pumpkins is what they are. They're pumpkins, and you just didn't see them because you're high on Benadryl is what happened. You sleepwalked into my house, and now you're sleep potting, and that's how it's coming across.
just sleep potting past the pumpkins. I don't have any pumpkins yet. I don't have any pumpkins yet. But guys, just some tips for you if you want to make your pumpkins last, because our next issue is rotting fall decor, which is another issue that you guys brought up.
If you guys don't have a pumpkin, we've got a lady you can grab by the ankles and throw in the pumpkin spelunkin. And she will literally, with her teeth, she will bob pumpkins out of there for you. She's the world's
Her
best.
jaw is very strong from all the pumpkin
She
lifting.
can unhinge it like a python.
And just gulp.
It's just like garp.
Gulp. That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like when a
well.
python gets into a nest of eggs.
Does it? Mm-hmm. Is that a thing that you?
It's surreal.
It's what I listen to instead of white noise when I'm trying to go to sleep.
That and gunfire.
It's just, I like to just stay on my toesies.
So what you can do for pumpkins, guys, pro tip, you're going to get a couple of these today. In order to prevent pumpkin rot, you're going to want to rinse your pumpkins in the sink with soap and water.
Go, hey. Go.
You're going
Shut up.
You're going to want to do like a bleach bath, just a quick, small solution of bleach.
That's what I did. That's why those
Weak.
pumpkins outside are white. They were orange when I got them.
Yeah.
I bleached my pumpkins.
Bleached them. They
Sponsor us, Clorox.
They started a deep reddish orange.
Yeah.
And then you can seal them with like a clear coat, and they'll last you through Thanksgiving.
But I like to, at the end of the season, I like to sit on the porch and I like to just eat the shell of the pumpkin.
Oh.
And with a clear coat, it wouldn't taste good.
I wouldn't make a pie out of it.
No, it's not even a pie. I just eat it like a caramel apple. I just bite right into it from the outside. Is that not what you do with pumpkins?
Absolutely not.
Fall flavors. I don't think you're doing it right. That's where all the flavor is.
Flavor.
Rind. Is that what it's called? The rind?
The rind.
Pumpkin rind.
Shell.
Shell rind.
So Katie and Julie both brought up rotting fall decor. Katie says, seeing pumpkins slowly rot on people's porches is kind of gross.
For sure.
And I said, we call that old man pumpkin at our house.
They progressively get older and more disgusting. They get,
and the mouths cave in.
They get bitter beer face.
They do. And the inside turns just gray and then black, and just the teeth the seeds are like hanging down.
What I like to do to mess with people is I find a house with the most aged pumpkin, and then every day I put a slightly younger pumpkin. I Benjamin Button their pumpkin on their porch. I reverse age it, and they're like, "What is happening with this pumpkin?"
And it requires a lot of your time and energy. Worth it.
I pick one lucky family to terrorize.
I'm the Santa Oprah.
I'm the Santa Oprah of
Benjamin
buttoning people's
pumpkins.
pumpkins. That's what I am. It's the role I've adopted. Guys, sometimes roles are thrust upon thee. You must take it as it comes. Greatness presents itself in many different scenarios, and mine happens to be reverse aging people's pumpkins for them.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a beautiful gift for humanity.
As an added benefit, I have an entire fall's worth of pumpkin rinds to eat as I take people's pumpkins. It's wonderful. Symbiotic relationship. This is
At what point do you stop, though?
I've got one that I've been doing for years. Just a midsummer pumpkin swap. Why is there still a pumpkin?
And why is it perfect?
And why is this pumpkin getting more taut as the year goes on?
You and Suzanne have to go to Aldi in different communities.
Yeah. It's like we can't be seen going to the same one too much because they're like, oh, that's the guy.
You're the one throwing Suzanne into the pumpkin crate
We've gotten very good at it.
weekly.
Yeah.
You guys are headed up to Michigan.
Yeah, well, listen, we've had to expand in concentric circles outward from the heartland as people have gotten wise to our scheme.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so pumpkins get rotten. Also flowers. Julie says buying all the mums and watching them die slowly because I can't keep plants alive.
Yeah,
Mums are very finicky.
I find that a lot of people are really bad at keeping plants alive. Mm-hmm. It's a with great flower comes great responsibility.
I've gotten better. I became a
Stop
plant
it.
person.
Don't you move past with great flower comes great responsibility
I'm
because
sorry.
that's textbook punnery right there is what that is. Get it? God.
I was giving you applause for that.
Your applause.
You asked for them.
Your applause is not welcome here.
So here's a pro tip for those mums, guys. You didn't know you were going to learn today.
Chock full of pro tips
I
today.
am. So I've heard that soaking mums in a...
Today, Junior.
Stop it. I told you I'm on Benadryl. Soaking mums in a bucket of water for 1 hour after you purchase them will help keep them fresh.
That's actually other pro tip. And then you spray them down with bleach and then put a clear coat on them.
Clear cut.
And then you got forever mums. Is what you've got.
Mum's the word.
Mum's the word. Forever and ever. They're like forever stamps, but they're plants that you sprayed with Clorox. Sponsor us, Clorox.
Sponsor us, mums.
Sponsor us, very specific type of flower.
Sponsor us, big mum. Our next topic comes from Jay.
Jay.
She's talking about haunted houses. I remember going to churches, and we'll circle back, Frontier City and other rundown buildings so we could have the poo scared out of us. Why? My kids have never been to a haunted house. I feel like it's a rite of passage as children, or as a child or teen, that needs to be experienced, even though I absolutely hated it. How do we feel about haunted houses?
You know what I always love is I like to think back to when you were a kid, and then at the end,
Like me specifically?
No, just you, the royal you, all of
Okay.
us. And you would go through the haunted house, and at the very end, the big finale was like the guy with the chainsaw, and he would swing it over your head, and everyone was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. There's no chain on it." And it's like, but we're gonna try. And in retrospect, like this kid's probably hopped up on peach schnapps. He's just been hanging out with his buddies,
Benadryl?
smoking roofie doobies, doing jazz cigarettes with his friends, and then drinking a pint of peach schnapps. And then he's like, "I'm gonna swing this chainsaw at these
gonna scare some
unsuspecting kids at a church." Here, guess what? I don't care if there's no chain on the chainsaw. It's still spinning really fast, and this kid's probably drunk. I don't trust him.
And it's dark in here.
It's dark in here. Like swinging a chainsaw over a child's
Blade
head.
or no.
Blade or no. Well, it's a chain. It's a chainsaw.
Gotcha.
Happy birthday, chainsaw.
Happy birthday, Lindsay. Lindsay's nickname on their dodgeball team was Chainsaw.
If you don't know that, you haven't listened to enough episodes, and
You can get out of here.
As a result, don't come near me because I got a chainsaw with your name on it, baby. It's got no chain, but it's got your name, and I'll swing it right over your cabeza.
So do you remember going to any haunted houses?
I do. I literally just described my experience.
You said royal you.
Yeah, well,
you weren't specific.
I am the royal me, and it's pronounced Pacific. You're an idiot. Guys, no, I do remember. I do remember going to many a chainsaw. I remember one thing that really freaked me out when I was a kid. This was at a church. It was in the basement of a church, and I remember walking through one specific room, and it was just a group of drunk teens with cleavers, meat cleavers, chopping up baby dolls, screaming the word sausage. And for years, I was grossed out by sausage. And guys, if you know one thing about me, I love salted cured meats, and I don't.
It's taken some time to circle back around.
My childhood trauma around baby doll sausage is something to deal with.
Goodness.
Years of therapy.
Well, Julie follows up with this. Unfortunately, most of the haunted houses I went to were hosted by churches. They were trying to scare you into being saved.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's not okay.
And they do they like to call it like hell house.
Yeah.
Or God house.
And you know what?
Whatever.
I say PU to that.
Yeah, well, you're a pastor, and so when a pastor...
PU!
Every time a pastor PUs, you simply must take it as fact.
You simply must shut down your hell house.
Every time a pastor says PU, a hell house loses its pitchfork. Its
accreditation.
Oh, no. This is an accredited hell house.
Hey, guys, don't do that to people. Scare them into getting saved? That's no way to go about it.
PU. All right.
Listen, I would never take my kids to that. So anyway, this led me...
Sausage!
What? Not okay, youth group.
I am...
Quit it.
Please, baptize this out of me.
Get out of here with that.
With your sausage dolls.
So this reminded me of your experience with a real life spooky house.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to tell that real quick?
About the one where...
Don't give it away.
There was a house in Stillwater, Oklahoma. We're from Stillwater, if you guys don't know. Go Nears, take state. And there was a house in the middle of nowhere off of a street called Jardeau that was rumored to be haunted. And so one night, some friends and I decided it would be a good idea to go out to the haunted house and brave the spookies and the ghoulies and all of the things. We walked out there. We didn't see the house. We were going through shrubbery, brush, deep brush, like machete style, just cutting our way through.
How many people? 3?
4.
4.
And dear friends, Dustin Downing, Ryan, Lindsay, and Jake Niles.
Okay.
We went out into the middle of nowhere.
Hi, guys.
And as we were going through, and guys, I don't know, this story is harrowing. One of those guys might not have made it. I don't know. I'll tell you.
I haven't talked to him in years.
But we're going through the shrubs and the bush and the deep foliage, only to run smack dab into the house. Everything had grown up around it. There was just trees right up into the house.
And
Walked
suddenly,
right into
there it was.
And suddenly, a house, a casa, from the foliage, we walked in, and there was... Okay, that's...
Creaky door sound.
Very gross. This is pretty bad still.
So bad at it.
We walk into the house, and there was like ceremonial setups. Like some people had been doing some Wicca, some occult, and we're walking around, and we're like, what is happening here? But we're like, this could just be like a spooky place, whatever. So I was like, I'm going to go upstairs. There's a staircase leading to almost nowhere. And it's the type of staircase that as you get to the top of it, your head comes up and it's at floor level. And I walked up and my head came up and it was floor level, and I shined my flashlight because to my left, I heard a very loud hissing sound. And I look, and it was a giant, like vulture bird, like a bird of prey protecting its nest mere inches from my face. Could have beaked my face clean off. And I fell backwards down those stairs and sprinted as fast as I could, leaving all of my friends behind in the vulture's nest. Into the woods. Scrapes, cuts, just falling through thorny bushes.
The way that the palms would flail through the hazy locker room.
Yeah, it was just exactly how it was. Holding my breath, hoping not to get eaten by a deadly, deadly vulture mother protecting its baby chickadees.
It's clutch.
Is that what they're called? Vultures have a clutch?
Well, I think just an egg is a clutch of eggs.
Huh.
I think.
I'm going to have a clutch of eggs for lunch
Fact
after
check
you
that,
get
producer.
out of here today. Yeah, dude, yeah. Thank
Fact
you
check.
for bringing him into something.
Well, somebody has to.
That's okay.
He's over there snoozing with Tilly. Wake up, guys.
He might be dead.
He might be. Okay, so now I want to get into fall movies. Again, we have so much information. We'll do more of this as we get through the fall.
He's nodding his head. A clutch of eggs is a total number of eggs.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. See, look at me knowing my egg
good
lingo.
job. Good job knowing
Listen,
it.
you're the egg guy. You should know.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.
Come on.
I am the egg man.
So, fall movies.
Yeah.
Noodle Diane says, definitely that old Disney movie, Under Wraps,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
that for some reason has disappeared off the face of the earth and pretends it's a new remake.
You know where Disney's been keeping it? Go ahead.
Under Wraps.
There we go.
Under Wraps? Have you watched that one? Where is
It's
that?
in my bag.
Gosh.
I
Dee,
honestly,
I'm sorry. I'm in here trying to get him to use the sound effects. He
You're-
can't even be bothered.
well, I'm sorry. I see you often enough that I very much can be bothered. I'm currently bothered. Thank
Have you seen Under Wraps?
I've seen Under Wraps, yes.
I've never seen it.
I mean, it's the mummy one, right?
Should it be kept under wraps?
It currently is.
Sorry, Noodle Diane.
No, I think that it's worth a watch.
Okay.
Right? It's a classic from
Family
back in the-
friendly.
Yeah, family friendly.
Okay. Multiple listeners also brought up it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown from 1966.
We do that one.
Those peanut shorts are so charming.
Thank you. I just bought them. They're very nice.
Your peanut shorts.
They're covered in peanuts. They're made from recycled peanut shells.
Way to be eco-conscious, B.
My pants are fall flavors.
Oh, gosh.
That's a good title.
Absolutely not. Okay, so last week we promised you guys that we were going to bring you our top 5 Halloween movies, Hagabeen movies.
Hagabum mabas.
So I'm going to start with my top 5. And I really spent a lot of time with this. You may or may not agree, but for varying reasons, these are my top 5. All right? So I'm going to start with number 5. Ichabod Crane and Mr. Toad,
Solid.
the classic Disney.
Solid.
I cannot get enough of Bing Crosby singing as Ichabod Crane. Yes. It's so fantastic. Now, I do not enjoy Mr. Toad, but if you as much.
Yeah.
That one's a little cuckoo. I've grown to appreciate it more, but I know that I have to watch them as a pairing. So I watch Mr. Toad first, anticipating.
And you do a cool down.
That's right.
A Bing Crosby cool down.
That's right.
Because here's the thing, guys. Once the Bing has been bung, you gotta. I don't even have anywhere to go with that one.
You don't.
I just wanted to say.
We know what you mean.
You know that the fall flavors are present once the Bing has been bung.
The Bing has been bung. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, bung.
Speaking of, our friend Brendan, whose name we change every time we talk about him, not necessarily to him, just about him.
I don't speak to him nearly as often as I speak about him.
My favorite one is Bungden.
Bungden.
Bong bing.
Bing bong.
Bing dong.
Okay.
Bungding.
Next movie.
Next movie, number 4, Beetlejuice.
It's on mine.
Solid. I remember Crindy taking me to see that in the theater. I had to step out in the lobby.
Yeah.
I was frightened.
Do you know what I remember about
As
the
a
movie
child.
Beetlejuice? I remember one time our cousins were in town and we went out to dinner at a restaurant, a now defunct restaurant called Bobo's.
Popos.
That was out on the outskirts of town, a big Mexican restaurant, and our cousin Jonathan
Oh, gosh.
had a big burrito. And we went back to the house and put on Beetlejuice. And as if someone had said Beetlejuice thrice, in the dark, I hear sounds,
Retching
sounds, only to discover that Jonathan has recycled that entire burrito all over everyone in the darkness. And so as we're watching Beetlejuice, barf everywhere. Oh. Come on.
Yes. It's going
That's
good.
a pretty good Beetlejuice.
That's pretty good.
Jonathan, come on.
That was pretty good.
Hey, come on.
Okay, Beetlejuice, love it. The scariest parts to me, spoilers,
Barfle juice.
Barfle Juice, where they ripped off their faces in the closet,
Solid.
and the shrunken head guy.
Love him.
Love him
Yeah.
so much. Okay, number 3, the Addams Family, the first one. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it all.
I read an article
Just the first one, though.
the other day about how much of an impact Christina Ricci had on the actual movie. Because even as a child, she had many different insights into what she thinks that Wednesday Addams' character should do. And they rewrote a good chunk of the movie to give her more screen time because she was embodying the character of Wednesday Addams so effectively.
No way.
Read that on Instagram in between Tom Hardy posts.
In between buying my merch.
Wednesday Addams. Christina Ricci.
Bane is the best.
He's so good.
He's so good. Okay, number 2, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, hotly debated.
And I'll tell you what, it has grown on me.
Same.
And now, if I don't hear dee 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 dee
Yes.
dee, if I don't hear that, it can't be Halloween.
Simply cannot. Nor can it be Christmas.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
It's a good one. I like
It's
that one a lot.
so good. I do not like Oogie Boogie
Ooh, Well,
at all.
Well, you shouldn't. He's not one to be liked.
He's awful.
He's a bad boy.
The baddest. Number 1, and we talked about this last week. This should come as no surprise. Hocus Pocus.
No surprise.
Number 1.
Not to be a spoiler, that will be my number 1 as well.
Okay, so those are mine. What are yours?
In no particular order.
What are yourn?
What are yourn? Thy top 5. In no particular order other than number 1, which will be Hocus Pocus. We'll just go right past that.
You going to go backwards or forwards?
I'm just going to be all over the place.
Okay.
Frankenweenie.
Ooh,
Big fan of Frankenweenie. We
That's
watch
good.
it every year.
does Benny like?
He does like. He likes a lot. Beetlejuice, definitely going to be on mine. Halloween, even though it's slasher, it's very important that we watch that. It's very Halloween.
Don't watch that with kids. Benny says PU to that.
Benny can say PU to that all he wants. I'll tell you what, Rimsey's mom, Donna Martin, is the biggest fan of the movie Halloween.
Really?
She keeps them.
I would not have guessed that.
Right? What just a mystery wrapped in
Donna,
a riddle. That woman. It's
the sweetest person.
It is. She is, and she loves the Halloween series, and she keeps them TiVo'd on her TiVo year round.
For this time of year.
Could just go buy them. Doesn't. Just keeps them TiVo'd. I love it so much. It's just something that I set my watch on, that if we're at their house going through trying to find something on the TiVo, we're going to have to skip over about 15 Halloween movies to get there. And my last one.
That's a fun fact about Donna.
It's a very interesting fact. The last one is The Ginger Dead Man, starring Gary Busey as a murderer who has been put to death.
Okay.
Came back to life
as
a deranged, maniacal, murderous gingerbread man. And my favorite thing, first off, one thing you guys should know about me is I love Gary Busey. He's
does.
a wild-eyed, crazy man, but I love him so much. There's parts where the ginger dead man is carrying around a full-size human .357 revolver gun that's as big as he is, just manipulating it, shooting at people. It's a case study in physical comedy. Gary Busey, although he's just voicing it because, Gary Busey couldn't fit into an actual ginger bread man. But yeah, that's on my list.
Not a tiny one.
No, gosh, no.
So you're willing to waste your time on that?
I waste time every year on that.
Okay. It's worth it to you.
I own it on DVD.
Sure you do.
I do.
So I want to do some honorable mentions.
Of movies? Okay.
On my top 5, tacked on at the end, just because there's so many of them, but it also cannot be fall and winter without the Potters. All of them.
Totally.
And I count them as a group.
Can I tell you, I typically will get to that one closer to Christmas time, because a lot of the key scenes in the Potters are centered around Christmas. I love one thing that I've always...
Happy Christmas, Harry.
I was just about to say one thing I've always wanted to do is implement Happy Christmas rather than Merry, because it feels fun to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're Anglophiles, guys.
really are.
Just so you know. My stomach is just
Happy
growling.
Christmas, Harry.
Who was that? Filch?
I don't know.
That was Filch.
You will not harm Harry Potter.
Dobby.
Harry Potter.
Voldemort.
Listen,
He who must not be named.
He who just got named on a podcast.
Sorry, I'm
Thanks for
sorry.
bringing that. Yeah.
Avada Kedavra.
All right, Benadryl.
It's been cleared.
Okay.
He gone.
Yeah, I think the Potters, but they make their way into the
Wintry
to the
mix.
wintry mix. They're the slushy wintry mix for
Yes.
me. But yeah, I like that a lot. I also the Peanuts, obviously. There's a lot that creep in there. Like we try to watch one every night.
Totally.
Do you know what's a terrible one? Is Hubie Halloween.
Okay, we've never watched it. It's on our list.
But I watch it every year.
Adam Sandler.
It is real bad.
Okay.
But I'll watch it again this year.
Sure.
Can't help myself.
In the spirit of fall flavors.
Fall flavor.
So other honorable mentions.
I am so sorry, you guys, for my marble-mouthed compatriot.
Hotel Transylvania.
All three of them. We
But
love,
especially the first.
especially the first one. But we like to watch them. Blah blah blah. We like to watch
Blah,
those.
blah,
We
blah.
enjoy those a lot.
The first one was so clever. All those Saturday Night Live folks, alums.
Alums. It's just the cast of grown-ups and grown-ups too.
It really
making
is.
a Halloween movie.
It is. So Hotel Transylvania, Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
We love.
Not typically a like Halloween, but it's horror.
Sure.
So
It fits.
kind of like how Ginger Dead Man is. It's not like Halloween, but it's,
We can be flexible here.
We can. I mean, I can. I just was unaware that you could. So this is good to know that you actually can deviate from the agenda. Yeah, deep breath there, Benadryl.
Coraline.
I like Coraline.
We watched it last night.
A lot of stop motion and that style of animation. around
Tim Burton-esque. He didn't do Coraline.
Corpse Bride and
Corpse Bride.
such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirates one you mentioned last week. Also,
Not Halloween.
we're fluid on
but
it.
again, yeah.
And also, I kind of feel like Labyrinth can fall into this a little bit.
Yeah.
And we adore.
Yeah.
J'adore.
I love Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
What type of magic spell to use?
Slime and
I just
snails.
Oh, it's so good. Dance, magic, dance.
Yes.
Jump, magic, jump.
Magic jump.
It's so good.
It's so good. Okay, so we told you we'd get to Hocus Pocus too. We both watched this. Did you watch it 2 times?
I watched it a time and a half, yeah. Because that's the movie
That's
that we
what
watched
I
on the
say
big. That's
about it.
that's the movie. I say a big stinky pu on it.
You do.
Yeah.
What did you? Okay, let's. Okay, guys, spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, turn this off because we're going to get into it just a little bit here. We have to. We
So
has to.
So there's witches.
There's 3 of them.
Tres witches. They guys, listen. Here's the thing. These crones.
Let's be kind.
I will.
But let's also be honest.
Here's what I think. I think that they forced it and tried to give it. They tried to give it a trajectory and a message that it didn't need to have. They
Yeah.
tried to create a storyline around some humanity that needs to exist in some like in a witch that doesn't. And here's the biggest bother
Yeah,
for me.
they did.
Here's the biggest.
Witches aren't nice.
No, they're literally witches.
Yeah.
And the thing that I hated was Sarah Jessica Parker.
SJP.
I would contend that her only good role in her entire career was Sarah Sanderson in the first Hocus Pocus.
She was great in it.
And
She was brand new. She wasn't brand new, but she was like
'cause
lesser known.
she'd been on Square Pegs and some
She'd been in
things.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah, and it's true about them. They really do just want to have fun. And guys,
We do.
I want to have fun too, but there's not a song about that. And just as males, we've been held down for far too long
Okay.
by society. I just not out here not having fun.
Okay, continue. SJP.
Yeah, marginalized.
Please.
Just in here being marginalized by my sister on my podcast.
Okay.
But SJP, I feel like at this stage in her career,
She's 57 now.
and that's fine. Because we all age.
We do.
Guys.
Boy, do we.
But here's the thing. I think at the
Boo.
time that they made the first one, she was not as big a star. So they limited the lines. They made her the ditzy one. They made her not have like a perspective and an opinion and like have like too much to say.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for her character. They gave her too much to say.
They did.
And she overacted all of it.
Yes.
And I wanted to be like, have you not watched the first one since you made it?
Well,
Because
it was almost 30 years ago.
you're playing a totally different character.
Agree.
It was awful.
Agree.
Okay, good.
Agree.
We agree.
On this. And
And nothing else.
and nothing
ever.
else. I loved the beginning. I would say 20 minutes. I was like, yes to this.
Yeah.
Well done. Because there was some setup.
Flashback. There's a flashback similar how they start the first one. Thackeray Binks, thou mangy feline. And they had the whole thing
Yeah.
with like the origin story of the Sanderson sisters.
Loved it.
Great.
And those girls who played the sisters,
Great.
were fantastic.
The casting for young Winifred was
Perfect.
spot on.
And the makeup,
Yeah, great.
The teeth.
You know what? Fun fact, that was not makeup. That's just how those little girls looked. They combed the globe looking for someone who looked exactly like Winifred Sanderson, and they found her.
they found
In
her.
Dayton, Ohio, they found her and they plucked her from obscurity, and now guess what? She's on the next season of Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, but listen.
She needs to pay a visit to Dr. Wilgus because her fronts are a mess, bro.
Okay, listen. That really leads me to my next point. One of the other weaknesses of this for me was that child who played Little Winifred, was supposed to be 16. That kid was 12.
That's Ben even called that out.
Yeah.
Ben was like, how old is she?
She was supposed to be marrying some villager?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel uncomfortable even talking about it.
That is pushing it even for the Puritans.
That's PU.
Who were burning people at the stake.
PU, Puritans.
PU, Puritans.
Puritans.
On you.
PU on you and your Quaker oats.
I did love that Buster Bluth
I
played
did too. My favorite,
the Reverend.
The best part of him is when everyone was at the caramel apple stand and they
Yes.
started like dancing towards him, and he just fell right into the choreography.
Yes.
It was like, "Are we in a flash mob? I see
Yes.
these on YouTube." Like
He did bring some.
some levity.
He did.
Some much needed levity to an otherwise turd sandwich of a movie. 2 thumbs down from this guy.
Agree.
Yeah.
PU.
Cauldron full of PU is what it was.
What it was.
Double, toil and trouble. Doo-doo bubble.
But then on that note, the girl who played the teen who was coming of age as a witch in the present day was also 16. She was 25 in real life. Had to be.
Had a real Ralph Macchio situation going
Just
on
a
here.
just a
How old
disparity.
How old even are you? What age of pumpkin are you? In what order are you aging?
Are you old man pumpkin?
Are you bitter-
with sunken gums?
Are you bitter beer-faced sunken gums pumpkin? Or are you bright, fresh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed
top of the Aldi crate?
top of the Aldi crate rind pumpkin chunkin? What kind are you?
Yeah, didn't love it. Will not make it into my rotation.
Will not. One thing I also hated, and I know we have to move on to the Orbit Sweet Mint Challenge, but I'm all for a musical number with the Sanderson sisters. And when Bette Midler's involved, I'm for it. But here's the thing. First off, one way or another is no, I put a spell on you.
Not even close.
And I'll tell you what I hated is that when they first appeared, they appeared in a song and dance type scenario.
Yeah, they did.
They were birthed into song. Don't do that. We're back, Salem. And then just right into a song. God,
It's not how we do things here.
that's not how we do things in the Hocus Pocus universe. That's not canon. That's not canon.
PU.
PU.
Orbit Sweet Mint.
God, I need something to freshen up this PU. I need something to freshen up this locker room of a movie. Just a gross used set of butt pads. Just a jockstrap cinema. Hey guys, Orbit Sweet Mint Challenge.
I'm so sorry, listeners.
I apologize for nothing. Miss D Lag. I know who this is. Oh God, it's always my favorite when people use our catchphrases. It's the best.
It's the best.
Dear friends, quit whatever meaningless task you're doing. She's right. Whatever you do is meaningless, and what we do means stuff. So shut up and listen to Miss D. Whatever meaningless task you're doing, we won't tell your boss. Grab some exotic chips and a waterproof seat and start at the beginning. See, this is my kind of review right here. Talking PP comedy.
Listen to the last episode for
You'll
that
want
reference.
a running start and a front row seat to the silliness and fun dished out by this 2-pack of awesomeness that is CHWH.
Clever.
I double dog dare you not to relate and replay each episode. Added bonus, epic sound effects. You know that's right. I was going to hit the thing, but it says no, and that's not it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we give to you, D.
Shout out to Wilgus. Shout out to Wildman's dog.
Okay,
Are these the show notes? Are
Stage
these
directions. Oh. We already gave a shout out to Dr. Wilgus and a big thank you for our dental bounty.
Give us gum, man.
We appreciate what you've given us. You're very generous. I also want to give a shout out to our friends, the Wildmans, Craig and Jennifer and their kids, Gracie and Jensen, and Mom's friend Tony. We sat with them at a football game the other night, and I want to encourage Craig to keep that dog. They had a puppy that was spending the weekend with them on a trial basis.
Keep that dog, man.
Keep that dog, Craig.
Keep that dog, Craig.
Precious dog.
Precious dog. Craig, can I tell you something? I was always very jealous. We're walking around, we're the Birdwells, which, it's cool. It's 2 different words, Birdwell, but I'll tell you what's a way cooler last name. It's also 2 words. Wildman?
Right.
How awesome is that?
Come on.
That sounds like you decided you wanted to be in the World Wrestling Federation and you were like, what should I have my last name be? It's like the coolest last name. You sound like
Could be a rock star name.
Could be
athlete name.
Could be a daredevil name.
Survivalist.
That's the one. Move over, Bear Grylls. Here comes Craig Wildman.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Here comes Craig Wildman. He's taken the wilderness by storm, and he's keeping that dog.
He's keeping that dog.
He's keeping that dog. Coming soon to a theater near you. In a world that's not nearly wild enough, one man will rise, and he'll keep that dog. Wild man.
I said no.
That didn't fit.
That's a pretty good movie trailer right
It's
there.
really good on the spot.
And
And it also has the same soundtrack as Pirates. What's your warm heart?
Move over, wild man. It's Bane's time now.
What's your warm heart?
We're just going to have to go ahead and go with the fact that it's Lindsay's birthday today. So warm heart. We're very grateful for her. She's wonderful. Ben is very excited to celebrate. So there's our warm heart.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Well done.
You only get one of those once a year. So you got to take advantage of it when it rolls around. My baby's birthdays.
Mine is, I preached yesterday. And I know that you love to hear about this, but it was a message that's been on my heart and my mind for several years now. It was about creation and about our role in stewarding creation. It means a lot to me, and I finally got to deliver it. So there you go.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about your warm heart. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sure that it's a good one, but I feel like I might win warm heart this week because it's a birthday. It's a birthday. You can't usurp a birthday.
I mean,
You're not a birthday usurper with your creation sermon.
I'm not trying to be. Okay, guys, we want to encourage you to follow us on all the socials at CHWH Pod. And if you wouldn't mind, right this minute, after this episode ends, go and give us a rating. Fill in the 5th star. Does it right for you?
That's my favorite. That's your little catch. Fill in the 5th star. You don't even have to do the other ones. It does it right there for you.
It just fills them in automatically. And also a review, guys. Ratings are great. Reviews are even better because it helps people find us and we're growing the community. You guys are the best.
We want you guys to get us in front of as many eyeballs as possible. Think about us as the Tom Hardy crew neck shirt that you guys are trying to spread to everybody with your algorithms and such. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope to show you my new Tom Hardy shirt next week.
That's right. And more autumn fun coming your way.
Yeah, more autumn fun
kids.
Coming. Okay, all right. We're rambling because, okay, anyway.
Bye.
Bye. Fall flavors.